Hello and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Winona, and today I'll be playing Scrambles, along with maybe some other characters. And I'm joined by the amazing, the wonderful, the absolutely talented.
Stop, you're making me blush. Hi everyone, it's Vwild back at it again with a certain detective Lil Lin Stagehand at your service. And
Yeah,
someone else who's along for the ride. They're very, very insistent.
yeah,
We can't stop them.
yeah. Which, don't blame them after, this happens maybe not even, probably just a day or so after that what happens to back to the beginning where Scribbles got pretty hurt.
Yeah, yeah, you've given me the rundown on that, I'll admit. Lynn,
Yeah,
Lynn getting a letter on this is very much a okay, let's go over there, and okay, I have a +1. Let's both go over there and preferably not destroy the place.
yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
also, yes, comment. This is pre-Flower Quest. They say they're still both at Dr. Luma's home.
Which makes things interesting, because, yeah, I gesture at this monkey.
Yeah.
Lynn, I gotta ask, is Lynn gonna go through the front door? We don't know.
I was gonna say, what time is Lynn going over there? That's probably a good question to ask.
It's quite frankly, because of where she lives now in Halloween Town, she doesn't have a set schedule, especially with all of her conditions, which, oh, by the way, I have to roll her condition thing. Alright. Okay, we're gonna take the lower roll on that, so she's at 1 point afraid, but it's better than what would have happened if she wasn't rolling at advantage, so we're taking it. But I'd say it depends on when the post would get there. So quite literally, whenever she gets it, it is literally okay. We're just gonna go to the teleportation circle, and we're just gonna go over there, and we're just gonna do this right now because holy pick.
I mean, if this is like a regular letter, it probably come maybe sometime in the morning.
Good. She's not gonna break into a place in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
So yes, morning's preferred. So it would just be okay. Arise out with Hattie. Everything's pretty normal. Why is our life like this that I can just say this is normal? Let's go. Sticks a note on the door that she's out. Writes a thing for her informants who are probably popping by that day of, okay, here's your case files. Please don't set fire to anything. Please don't explode anything. Just let's have a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, so they say you get over there. This house is pretty far out there. It's more of an isolated house on the beach. And it's one of those it's not fancy, but it's a nice beach house. It's just a wood and just not I don't know what it's called, but it looks wooden with bright outside, standing on stilts because tides and everything. And
Nice.
there's stairs going up to the door.
God, this monkey is paranoid. This monkey would like to check the beach to make sure that this seems like a safe place.
All right, roll for perception.
Lynn, honey, you don't have to roll this high. Lynn, honey. Lynn, honey, my honey pie, my sweet, sweet darling, you don't need to roll this high just as a random day. And that wasn't actually what I rolled because it decided to be a beep. That's what I rolled. 19.
Yeah, this beach is pretty secured. It's pretty much out in the middle of nowhere. It's similar to like a country house sort of feeling. Like instead of cornfields, there's just beach. There's just a nice long stretch of beach. You also probably see a couple crabs like fiddling about in other wildlife. Very peaceful, very nice.
So there is just Lin just coming along. She is in full detective gear on that front. She's got the hat on, but she has got someone in her arms, and so there is just the crabs. Crabs for us? Keep crabs? Give crabs to Scribbles so nice? No. Another day, sweetheart. Another day. Please don't kidnap any crabs, alright? Okay. Okay. Yes. And then just after the sweep, because yeah, this monkey's had enough stuff. She knows you gotta check an area first. Especially with the news she got about this case from her informants in Villestown and from the letter. It's just, okay, we're just gonna check some stuff out first. But yep, she's a reasonable person. She will just go up to the door.
Yes, there seems to be like some lights lit up on the side, and there is a small open window that you can see, but you can't really get as of right now. But yeah, you just knock on the door and it takes a little bit, but you hear like footsteps and a cane. And I'll pull this guy's picture up.
When she hears the person coming, she does transfer network, not to be in her arms, but to be like clinging to her back, so they're just out of sight. It's reflex. It is the monkey cling, Your Honor. It is the monkey cling.
Oh. Yeah, and you see this elderly looking moth open the door with his little staff cane. And his colors are a mixture of like purple and gray. You don't know how, but his antennae look to be balding. You don't know how that could be a thing, but it's there, balding antennae. And Dr. Luma looks at you, is like, "Oh, hello there. How can I help you?"
Ah, hi there. Dr. Luma, I presume. My name is Detective Lil Lin Stagehand. I am a friend of a patient currently in your residence, I believe is the most apt way of putting it.
Dr. Luma nods. "I see. Come on in.
Very well. And she does just walk in. It's just...
Yeah, this is definitely an old person's house. There's photos and knickknacks all over the place. Mainly a family, others of like different sites that you assume that he's been through his years. And he leads you to a nice tiled kitchen where you can see there's what looks to be a pot on the stove, kettle. There's a kettle on the stove and a tray that's filled has a teapot and cups. I don't know why that I tripped over those words for some reason.
Bless you, cotton socks. The amusing thing is, as they're going past, Lin, because of how Lin's done her work over the past great deal of years by her standard, she does know a lot of Inkwell, so she will just be looking at places going, no that one, no that one, no that... Wow, okay, you get a belt, alright. Does just make her way into the kitchen, that sort of thing, and then she is looking around. She is basically scoping out the area, seeing... And she'd probably need to roll an investigation or a perception or something to see if anyone else is about.
I say there seems to be no one about, at least right now. I say it looks to be just the old moth. As he goes over to the kettle and starts looking to be making tea with some he has a jar right next to the stove that be filled with glowing flower petals. And he speaks as he seems to be fixing tea. "I'm just getting Scribbles' medicine all set for the morning. He's still asleep with the others up in the room. Though
the others, and medicine. Don't believe I've seen that one before. You mind filling in a detective on what exactly it is? I'm no doctor, but I like medicine.
This is an old recipe. Much older than me. But these flowers come from a friend of mine. Though unfortunately she is not responsive as of late. Though I'm hoping that some persuading will at least allow me to get some more petals for the medicine.
And what's the medicine meant to be doing exactly? I trust you. I trust you. In fact, actually, I'm probably going to have to roll Lin credentials on a history, because I kid you not, Lin has case files on a ridiculous amount of people. She probably has something on this guy.
Yeah.
Gods, actually, do I have your permission to roll?
Yes.
Fucking yeah. Okay. Well, okay. What does a 23 get her?
A 23 gets that. Maybe say you recognize the name. You recognize the name. This guy says he's old, but he is old. You say with a 23, you know this guy is close to 200 years old to start off with.
Old as pick. All right.
Yeah, he's old as peck and has been around the medical scene for at least half as long. Unfortunately, more recently, he's been retired in quotations, though you remember there has been some controversy to that because of he's not really settled what he is and what he practices with soul. And that made hospitals nervous to take him up as a doctor, even though he has more than enough experience.
It's honestly a field that Lin heavily respects, just as what's on her back. Just as at Faber, she holds a lot of respect for this sort of industry. And also, I also just realised that old as Peck, looks at spookies. She knows people who are far older. But she is nodding along, and she does just look over and go, I'm aware of your practices. I believe I've even read one or two of your papers. Soul magic, this sort of stuff, how does it influence things? Is it energy distribution? Settling a bond?
He nods. Say, energy distribution would probably be the correct way to explain it. Say, this flower in particular is infused with pure magic. And, well, unfortunately, Scribbles is lacking of magic as of right now. Whatever he is producing himself is immediately going to his son. Or at least it was until I rebalanced a few things.
A bond flows both ways. Right.
He nods that.
While they're happening, would Dr. Luma like to roll a perception, seeing as this would probably be a hearing-based thing, and actually a visual thing?
Yeah. Let's see, what's your perception? How does an 18 do ya?
Yeah. As Detective Stagehand is talking, there is a glow from her back. And there is a very, very, very tiny little golden head just peeking over her shoulder and a very, very soft hum. Network is very curious about all of this, and there is a little bit of concern as she's finding out stuff about, hey, bond with Scratch and Scribbles, that's dangerous, oh no. Same time, there is just... And that's what she's trying to hide. She's trying to be stealthy. She is not stealthy. She's a glowing monkey.
Dr. Luma. I say, you want to make an insight on Dr. Luma?
Yes, Lin would. I shall also roll for Sweetheart, because Sweetheart is curious. Sweetheart, you rolled a goddamn 4. Alright, let me see what you... Okay, so... Actually, I've got to check something because I'll admit I very rarely use the genius look. I think that's okay, so that stays the same. So that's for you, and now for you, Lin. Okay, Lin, this is very much a duality of the people, isn't it? One is baby, one is Syrian, one is seasoned detective who just wants to know all. Alright, so for our audience, that's a 7 and a 24.
Yeah, yeah, Network thinks they're the most sneakiest little bean in the world. Like, they don't realize that what Lin does with, yeah, Dr. Luma obviously knows that Network is there and obviously is being similar to a grandpa and pretending not to notice.
Right. Detective Luma has immediately gone up, or no, Dr. Luma has immediately gone up in Lynn's books of, okay. Yeah, alright, I can like you. I think, maybe. Just don't do anything suspicious and I don't have to kneecap you. And she's not saying that out loud. Given the legal opportunity, Detective Stagehand can and will kneecap so many people.
Mm-hmm. The Dr. Luma, after a little bit, after fixing the medicine, which looks like regular tea, but it does sort of have a sort of glowing essence to it, pours it into the teapot and has the tray and picks up the tray. Like I said, he is still asleep, but I could say his room is the first door on the right. If you want to maybe want to wake him up and bring him downstairs, so you can. Sorry, you go.
Yes, she would actually just slightly cut him off, so he's stable enough to be woken.
He nods.
From what I'd got from Selli, it'd been an interesting kind of a letter, let me tell you.
Yes, he should be stable. He should be stable enough to have a conversation with you, though you may need to help him downstairs for sure.
So, lift the picnic?
He chuckles. Yes, lifting would probably be the best way.
Alright, I've carried bigger than him. One day I'm gonna carry the furball. One day. Alright, moving. Back shortly.
I'll put the tea in the living. I'll put the tea in the living room. And he points to the other side where there's a nice comfy living room. And I'll be out of your hair during the conversation. I'll take my breakfast outside. As he goes to put the tea in the living room as you go up.
Cheers to you. Hey. I know you're curious. Let's go. Listen, if I pick him up, we'll be able to inspect him. It'll be fine. Trust in the doctor. No hospital? No defenestration? No, we're not committing any defenestration today. Yeah, but... And Lin is just making her way upstairs.
Yeah, you make your way upstairs and you're able to quickly find the room and say, and do you want to roll sleight of hand to try to open it quietly?
Yes, she would. Lin, honey, why are you rolling this good this early? That normally means something bad is going to happen later on, but we're fine. Oh wait, no, that was actually wrong. Okay. So not as good, but still decent. 14.
Yeah, you're able to open it up quietly as this gives me an excuse to show the picture again. As you see Scribbles sleeping with Selli sleeping right next to him with Marigold just also right there.
Okay, there is Lin in the doorway. And there is Network peeking over her shoulder. And you know when you put both of your hands to your face and go, ah, yeah. That's what Network's doing. And Lin does just look at her and then just take her hat and put it over Network because that is a nightlight. And so there is just looking at them going, okay. we've got to extract one from the small army. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I've tried this a couple of times before, so why not? And Lynn is going to pull a stupid thing, but he who. And she's gonna point at Scribbles. And she's gonna cast message.
All right, what's the message?
Yes. How would she put this? Yeah, you know what? Screw it. She wants answers, and this is a way of doing it. She's trying not to be kitty gloves, eggshells, and so she just goes, Scribbles, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey picnic. We gotta talk.
You know, he just doesn't need a roll of 1. Yep. Yeah, he wakes up like slowly, and he's just like, Lynn, as he like looks at you from laying down.
Shh. You got to picnic.
Right. As he then gently scoots Selli to the side, gives her a kiss on the forehead, and then make sure and puts his pillow underneath her, and then make sure to carefully scoot around Marigold.
Mm-hmm. Bless them both. Bless them both. Lynn likes these ones. Lynn really does. God, there is actually something that's probably quite cute that because Lynn's not going to use it because she wants to keep her spells open. However, Network has no such inhibitions. There is an unseen servant just in that room, just making sure all the pillows and that sort of stuff are very comfy. The blankets are all over the people, just very much comfy and snug.
Yeah, Dr. Luma did place a blanket over them, as to say this is more of a recovery room. There are other beds in this room too, but Scribbles, he now needs to do this, and he does it with disadvantage.
What the heck is he doing?
Trying to get out of bed. Basically, he's able to stand.
Yes. There is the unseen servant that had been, like, around the room. There is just at his side. Like, they can't technically pick stuff up properly, but they can be a decent crutch in this moment.
Yeah, and they say the moment they realize there's an unseen servant, he definitely uses it as a crutch, as he is slowly but very. You could tell this is very, very shaky down. Over to Lynn.
All right, take it easy.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Dr. Luma's filled me in on certain parts of the situation. He's got your medicine downstairs. You okay with me picking you up? It might be easier than trying to traverse the stairs in your state.
Scribbles nod. Yeah. I'm surprised that I could stand right now, but I think I would need some help down the stairs.
Yeah, honestly, been there, similar experiences. Alright. Alley-oop. And I'm gonna roll to see how. Lynn, honey, why are you okay? Now let's see. That'd be a check probably instead of a save.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. She's on it today.
Yep, indeed she is. You scoop the wizard.
Yep, it is the gentle scoop. She knows how to be gentle with people who have been hurt. And it might even, in fact, Scribbles can roll insight or perception if he likes.
Alright. Is there a difference between the two? No, they're both a +1.
Bless his cotton socks.
It's average.
10. He'd be able to tell that she's using a certain level of care.
Mm-hmm.
That this is something she's familiar with doing, to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all he'd get, really, with a 10 of all things.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, he might be slightly more distracted with, the fact that on her shoulder there is her hat instead of on her head. And there is a little form that is just peeking out from under it and just looking at him with very, very big eyes.
Network?
Hello. Mother Pecker. Don't swear at him yet. I know. Bloody Mother Pecker. No!
He covers his mouth as he chuckles.
Honest, we're trying with the swear jar. It doesn't heckin' work. I'm gonna teach Marigold these swears instead. You're gonna suffer just like I am. I swear to pick.
Oh, I see that as a guarantee. He as he just smiles sort of lazily.
Mm-hmm. And she has just closed the door with her tail. The benefits of having a tail.
Mm-hmm.
And she has just made her way. She's making her way downstairs. She is being careful. As I said before, she's being careful. She is very much using her tail for balancing as well.
Mm-hmm.
With a 10, you can't quite tell. However, Lin's just very much. She knows she's slightly stressed. She's refusing to do anything that could stress her design and thus drop him. That is something the audience knows.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm. But just takes him downstairs, gets him to the sofa, gets him there, and then gets ready for the tea.
Yeah.
Just if there's a teacup and that sort of stuff, she'll start pouring on that front.
Yep, there's a teacup.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna roll a d10 while we're doing something for this one.
Mm-hmm.
But she will just go about making the tea, and that is 10. So I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand.
Oh boy.
That is, of course, that's when you start beefing it, bless your cotton sock. Still damn decent though. Even what's Scribble's passive?
Oh, you're doing it in the gallery. His passive perception is 16.
Alright, so let's see, I think this counts. This is something he is gonna see.
Yep.
As Lynn's making stuff, Network does just hop off of her onto the sofa as well. And yeah, this tiny 1-foot-tall monkey is now fussing over you. Congrats, you've now got someone readjusting your pillows, putting pillows on top of you. Very much going on the, yes, this is the time to help people. Yes.
Aww.
But while that's happening, Lynn has gone, into her pocket. And she's pulled out, it honestly looks like those fruit cocktails that have the little paper umbrellas?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pulled out one of those. And it's a very nice, just pure white one that she does just stick in the tea right as she's finished pouring it for him.
Mm-hmm.
And does inspect it. And for your information and for the audience, this is one of those wonderful things from Glorps, which is a protection against poison thing. It detects poison if it's present.
Yep. There's no poison present.
Mm-hmm. And so she does just watch it stay white, and then just after a little bit, just take it out, fold it up with her left hand, and put it back away, and then just picks up the teacup and passes it over to him. Just, if you need help drinking, don't hesitate to ask. It is not a problem, and you are not in any way weak. All right?
Thank you. And let's make a dex to see how well he's able to hold this teacup.
And you can add a bardic inspiration to that, which I will just check what her bardic inspiration die is. It is a d6, just in case it's needed.
A it's a 16. He's able to keep it. It's like, it's a teeny bit shaky, but it's barely anything. It's just like, he's able to sip it.
Mm-hmm. He's got the bardic inspiration for something else in the future if he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But Lin does, just after checking him over, basically just doing a quick once-over. In fact, should she roll medicine on that front to see how he is for herself?
You can if you want to.
Cheers. Alright, that is... Lin, I think we need to have a talk about your high rolling. Lin, you are constantly alert and we are concerned for your well-being. Because she got a damn 25, which actually does make sense seeing as what's happened to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I say he himself, at least physically, is okay. I say whatever, like, injuries that may have happened or sustained during the kidnapping, I say they that seem to heal. I say so there's no marks on his body or anything. However, with a 25, you could tell that mentally this boy is not doing all right in the least bit. It's just say there's definitely things going through his mind and that he is not saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think with that, there is just Lin or Detective Stagehand. Honestly, she's either and both in this moment. Does just take her own seat. Very open. She's not got any of her weapons out or anything. But she is just... she's calm. And she is just going... We came as soon as we heard of everything. My contacts were able to inform me of certain events in Villstown, and, well, Selli filled me in on a few other matters.
He gives a nod. Yeah, I'm not surprised, though. It's amazing how many informants you have. I didn't think you'd be this soon.
Then clearly you've never heard of, well, Detective Stagehand. Always on the case, always moving, very, very quick turnaround.
Definitely, I can see that. Ugh.
I am here where I'm needed.
He gives another silent nod. Yeah. I definitely need this.
Yeah. How, this is probably a complicated question to ask directly, but it might be able to be passed out. How are you both faring right now?
Scribble, shifts in his seat a bit uncomfortably. It's just... physically, we both are doing better, at least. I am not fully up to snuff yet, though Scratch is now at least not in any danger.
Mm-hmm. Scratch friend of ours is book safe?
Ooh. Yeah. I don't know what your base perception or insight is, but yeah. When the book is mentioned, there is definitely he definitely freezes.
Sweetheart, remember what we talked about? Network is apologetic? Hoping to help?
It's okay. The wound is just still fresh. The book was destroyed, burnt to a crisp.
So, beyond repair.
He nods. Yeah. I'll have to get a new one, but in my current state, I couldn't properly place him into a new book, even if I wanted to.
Indeed, this kind of a process. Well,
Yeah.
it isn't something that would work with a genius loci, but we can thank small mercies that this is something that's possible.
Yeah.
If you need, I can get you in contact with Faber if you need.
He's still not well. I'm not very sure how much you have been keeping up on on him, but I've been there a couple times. He is still, the feeble mind is still going strong.
Alright, I can expedite certain things. We'll have to try and swing something on that front, I thought. Sweetheart, don't repeat what I say, but scheisse. I know. Okay. There are other potential routes. There are other... Alright. Well, we've got your Dr. Luma, who understands soul bonds. I have certain people in my arsenal who can provide assistance. Again, Halloween Town. And she does kind of just... It is kind of fascinating, probably, to Scribbles, how Lin does trail off into different languages. Does Scribbles know Giant, by any chance?
He does not know Giant, but he does know Celestial and Primordial.
Yeah. No, Lin is full-on switched into... It does seem kind of strange that it's Giant, and it's Grawlix in places, and it's hummed. It's her own sort of thinking dialect in a way. Just so that she can't be picked up, as she's in a way mapping everything out very quickly, and then she pulls back from it, especially with a insistent warmth bringer. Right? Thank you, sweetheart. Sorry, you go?
In theory, I should be okay once I regain at least some magical stability. I don't know if he told you about this tea, the medicine, as he looked at his cup. The flowers are very rare and special that allow a user to absorb magic. As long as I'm getting magic in me and beating it to scratch, we should both be able to recover quickly. Well, much quicker than I should say, than without the flowers.
So you're saying this plant takes in magic? Like ambient magic originally?
He hasn't told say he doesn't. Dr. Lumen told me he doesn't know much of the details, but it knows that it does have taken some ambient magic from where it was originally grown. Apparently, that place is, as you would say, magical as Peck.
That I would. Huh. Alright. Always interesting to know these things. Sweetheart, we're gonna want to make a... Thaumavar! No! We're gonna want to make a note. Potentially Thaumavorric. Don't pick no, but... Actually, good on you, sweetheart.
He smiles.
There you go. But it seems as though it would be something that we want to keep a little bit of a tab on. I don't know.
Yes. So, unfortunately, despite the medicine, it will take me time to recover.
Mm-hmm. Which, quite frankly, is perfectly reasonable. It's... With how calm everything is, I'm assuming someone's already, preparing on that department to go and investigate stuff, to go, get these flowers.
Yes. He smiles.
You've got good people in your corner. I'm glad to see it.
He nods. I know I do. Though...
Now... Oh, you go.
Though... I know... Though... He sighs. Though I am worried still. I know Selli was able to fight without me, but my mind keeps going back to what happens if things escalate on the King of Rings front.
Yeah, it's... I'm not gonna lie, on that front, it's a dangerous battlefield in a way. We are balancing a fine line of a form of political and physical warfare against that being.
Do you want to make another insight?
Alright, and I'm also gonna roll for Sweetheart. Okay! Interesting. This is for Sweetheart. And okay, Lynn. Why you like this, my sweetheart, my honey pie, my dear darling? We need to talk about your hyper-awareness. We're a little concerned.
A little bit. Yeah. Both of them are definitely... Say, Scribble is taking in your words, Lynn, and he definitely understands what you're talking about. He knows the situation. Though, underneath the surface, there is definitely a very concern in the back of his mind that he doesn't really want to voice out. But it's apparent, like, it is... You're able... I mean, you've done this for years. You're able to take in the subtlest of details as it's just like, yeah, there's something else egging in the back of his mind.
You know, I am... Well, when they say, do you need a locksmith, I carry a brick and a hammer. So, I think it's time to break some things open. What's on your mind, eh?
He's quiet. Quiet for a good long time. If I can't defend myself against just a couple of classmates, how can I ever help defeat someone like that?
And Lynn takes that in, and she nods slightly. And she does actually look away, look to one side, look probably out a window for a moment. The amount of times I've heard that sort of phrase. From people I've helped, from people who became my informants, people I call my own, and from myself. If I can't deal with this one thing, how can I possibly deal with this next challenge? This event on the horizon, I can't stop it. I don't know how to. Am I gonna be enough? And the answer we come to is we don't know. But we try. We try. You, Scribbles, try. I've seen you in combat. And I've seen you researching. I mean, I might have built a bit of a case file on you.
He smiles and he smiles, not surprised.
I've built one on everyone I know. It's something I am talking to a therapist about, but quite frankly, in our line of work, it is picking useful. But what happened to you was people... It was an unfortunate event. It was one that I admit I am mildly surprised at, but life has a way of throwing things at us. How
Yeah.
you dealt with it the best way you could, and you had people to support you. Which, in a way, is the best thing. We have people to support us, who build with us, who work by our sides. What's the old saying? Twig in a bundle, I believe. One twig snaps, a bundle a lot harder to break. Something along those lines.
Yeah,
It's a little woke thing.
yeah, I don't remember quite the phrasing, but I get what you're saying.
It's... You have got talent, and you have got skills. What happened doesn't define you. You are more than enough. You are more than capable. As long as you hone, as long as you practice without overextending, you're gonna be fine. All of you are.
He smiles. Thank you. I just need to... I just couldn't... They haven't left my side since I woke up. It's just... I have to protect them, Lin.
You don't want to lose them. I understand.
Yeah, it's just... I mean, I knew my past would come back to haunt me. I knew that I probably wasn't going to be received well back at campus, but I didn't think that this would happen. That... Oh, God.
No one expects something like this to happen, Scribbles. No one. What happened to you, quite frankly, was a horrific event, okay? What they did was not justified in any way from any action you could have committed in the past, or just in spite of everything. What they did was wrong. And it was something you couldn't have predicted, because it is something that no one wants to predict.
I could have predicted something. I could have...
The book... Take it from someone who is quite literally paranoid. You can make 1,000 contingency plans, make 100 boards, and there will still be moments that blindside you. And you will look back on them and go, I should have seen the signs, I should have seen it coming. I should have just been a bit more aware in that moment. I shouldn't have dropped my guard. I should have just, and you keep going over those thoughts over and over and over again, and it's just gonna break you. You're mortal. You're human. You were ambushed and you were outnumbered, and quite frankly, you were in somewhere that was meant to be safe. It wasn't your fault. Do you get that?
He slowly nods. But I could have gotten a better book. I know there's enduring spell books that are immune to fire. I could have switched Scratch to one of those. I just never thought that it would.
Don't. Eh. Tell me something. And she's just like full on. She's leaned back in a way. And she's tilted her head in a way that she's making eye contact, but it's a different look on her face. You can't quite fit it. But she is just very much drawing your attention back to her with a tail flick. She just goes, eh. Tell me. There are charms for things, right? There are charms against fireproofing and that sort of stuff, right?
I mean,
Wards.
Yes, there are.
Mm-hmm. And say, perhaps not you, but perhaps someone in my line of business, perhaps. I mean, I certainly know of them. And you see, well, I've told you a bit about what happened to Sweetheart before.
He nods.
There was the incident, And she does look at Network, and Network just goes, building burned down. Almost. Not quite. Couldn't predict. Couldn't have known. No one's fault.
Yeah, and Scribble's eyes widened at that.
With the incident that happened to us, if things had gone further, if we hadn't had someone on hand who had control water, well, you have a book. If Sweetheart took too much damage, it would be, But I spent a lot of nights after that incident wondering what I could have done better, if I'd put more wardings in place, if I'd done more, if I'd fireproofed the building more, if I'd activated some sort of, I don't know, sprinkler mechanism or something. Put something in, but you think of all these things in hindsight. We want to believe that Inkwell is a good place because it is inherently. Inkwell is a place of hope and wonder and goodness, and we don't want to think of these things. We push away the unimaginable. You had a book that was special to you and to Scratch. You lived a life that, yes, had its ups and downs, but you shouldn't have been able to predict this. This was not something that anyone could foresee, especially with what they did. Burning someone's magic book, just as on principle, is a barbaric act. You couldn't have foreseen it. And no matter what you do, whatever contingencies you put in place, just know that it was not your fault in any way. Just as it wasn't mine when Sweetheart got... When the arson attack happened. It was neither of our faults.
He looks at Lin and is like, did you feel it too? Did you feel the fire? It was just so scary, Lin. As the book burned, I felt those flames in my soul, and God, it's just unimaginable pain.
Telepathic messaging. I had her emotions, I had her feelings, I had her raw terror in my mind. And I couldn't help her. And, with what the, being that... I have to roll something, and you can roll insight if you like.
Alright. Yeah, Scribble ain't getting that.
Yeah, Lin takes a very deep breath, and she makes her save so she has not gone mute. she's made her saving critical, but she just goes...
Ooh.
And she does just... It is an unconscious move. It's something that he'd noticed but not understand why. But she does just lift her hand up to her neck. And just it is a careful rub of the left hand over the back of it. They were able to cut off my connection, sweetheart, temporarily. I thought it was permanent. And I thank the stars and all the forces that be and all the gods that it wasn't. But I know that grief, I know that feeling of fear and loss. I understand this. You're not alone.
Yeah. I was just...
You were both scared, and you were both burning. And I am so, so sorry that you have experienced this horror.
Yeah.
Neither of you should have had to go through.
I'm just glad that he's still alive. As his hand moves towards his chest and just grabs his shirt.
Can you still feel him?
Yes. I even see him in... Lin, I do have a question for you.
Of course, as many as you need.
When you meditate with network, when you strengthen your bond, do you ever go to I don't know, just kind of another world, another dimension? Just sort of feels like it.
Another world, another dimension. And she is like making eye contact with sweetheart, then she just goes, I admit, I think that may be more of a you thing than us. When we meditate, or more when we get in sync, warmth bring a connection of mine, first of mine, loop. Quite right. Connections and bonds and loops, it's when... I guess the best way of describing it for us is when we are one. I know exactly what she's feeling and she does me. And I can see her well. She's always here. Behind my heart. Reason why I'm the warmth bringer.
I see.
But you say it's another dimension?
I mean, it's similar to yours. We do feel in sync and stuff. It's only happened now twice. It's like I still get that feeling behind my heart. I still feel him there. But when it first happened when, well, it was a very extreme circumstance. And well, he just sort of looks away for a second. Scratch got very, curious one day, and I'm not very sure how I can do this when it's not awkward, but accidentally touched Marigold's soul.
I'm sorry, who with the what now?
Yeah.
What, they have a loving peck and bullshit?
Yeah, it's a story for sure.
Yeah, honestly, that's an entire peckin' suitcase. And
Yeah.
I don't think we can chuck that one in the Mr. Zippy, so it just... What the heck? As she is actually very mindfully keeping quiet because she knows there are two people upstairs, but you can damn well tell she is just going, what the peck, what the peck, what the peck, what the peck.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a whole story behind that, which I was able to see. When Scratch touched Marigold's soul, it felt like our souls, our minds became connected. And we, at least at the beginning, floated in a sort of void area. We saw each other in, I guess, our true forms. No, knowing that what I know about her now, and well, we also saw memories of each other's pasts.
Right. Oh, some sort of telepathic.
Yeah.
I know a few languages like that. It seems like a telepathic bond, like a connection in its own right. I want to say similar to Echo, but I also know Echo is very distinctively different to this. So, huh. Alright, alright.
I don't know. I was just curious. And then it happened again when, ironically, the Bookbird and I blacked out.
Yeah.
While I was unconscious, me and Scratch were in the middle of the void again. We felt what we felt. We were connected. He does the sort of loop, the infinity circle thing.
Mm-hmm.
However, he didn't look like what he used to. He looked like a tiny egg. And I was just holding him close to my soul, and it was just like there nurturing him, almost like, you know, how mother birds like sit on their eggs to keep them warm. It felt like I was keeping him warm. I was keeping him alive.
That's because you were. It's a bond like what you have with Scratch, like I have with Sweetheart, with someone else we know to a certain extent. That's a more host and place situation. I do need to ask about some things on that front. But in essence, one fuels the other. And with you, it's, well, like if I were to kick the pick and bucket, one wouldn't exist. Or, well, Sweetheart would now that she has little Rai. But you were the energy force that was sustaining Scratch, just like Dr. Luma said. It's all about energy. You two flow into each other, you boost each other, you keep each other stable and alive. The equilibrium's gone for the moment. So, for now, you're the mother bird keeping your kiddo warm. Keeping them alive until they're ready to hatch back out again into a new book.
Yeah. I was just, again, curious. You had anything similar? It's just like that connection world, maybe we can call it. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I didn't know if it was just because of me and him, or other soul bonds could possibly work that way, you know?
Indeed. I don't speak for all genius loci or what are they? I know there's Lacus or something or other for vehicles.
Yes.
It's I know there are different ones for various different things. Some are more independent than others.
Mm-hmm.
But we each have a unique bond. Mine is different to the one that Halloween Town has, for example, or the one that you have. We're each rather unique. Mine is more connection strings, in a way. And I guess in another way, it's, well, your relationship with your being, with your Scratch. Mine started out as my soulmate, my partner, my best friend. Well, soulmate is soulmate. It's only later down the line that we figured out, mother of mine. Precisely. That came with Rai. I think this dimensional thing might be closer to you, might be related to your specific type of magic, but Once we get Faber back, we can pester him for information.
Well, I hope so. I'm hoping to study under him.
Oh.
When,
Oh, that's interesting, eh?
well, when you decide what you want your major to be magical architecture, just like, well, his, I'd say I'll be definitely learning a lot more about genius loci.
Oh, we love to pick and see it. Me and Sweetheart will be happy to help. But although, I will warn, if you end up working under Faber, I am legally and officially obligated to terrify the peck out of you from time to time because it is highly amusing.
He gives a little smirk. Oh, you haven't already?
Oh, you've seen nothing yet, mate. Oh, you've seen nothing yet, you picnic.
Well, I'll have to become more alert now then.
It might spare you. It might. Mother pecker! Mother pecker! Gonna get got! Net, we're gonna get ya!
Gonna get you. As he goes over and just like tries to tickle Network.
Mother pecker! Mother pecker! Whoop through! I'm coming! Alright, I'm here. I got an axe. I'll take your knees. I hope you know, I have officially taken people's knees. I have a nice little collection now.
Then you're not gonna get mine. There's like a little bit smile. There's a smiling challenge.
Oh, that's a bet, eh? Alright, Mother Pecker, you're on. And there is the full-on just... Yeah, she full-on does it just a little bit... But yeah, she has that spell. She's got prestidigitation. She's totally using it just to make, just tiny orange sparks that it looks as though she's got the anime flash of the pumpkin orange just... unexpected.
Can't wait. He's smiling. And he's definitely feeling, you can definitely tell he's feeling much more relaxed now than he once was.
I can't promise that every day is going to be better. But I can promise you that there is that. And we fight for it. We take these moments like now, and we make them grow. You're gonna be fine. Both of you.
Thank you, Lin. But, enough about me. How have you been?
Well, I've certainly had some interesting cases, but I'm pretty sure they're all wrapped up in red tape at the moment, including one that's 5 conspiracy boards big, another one where I stole a Mother Pecker's kneecap. Definitely revisiting the Jello case. And of course there's, no, we're not talking about the cockatiel.
Sounds like some interesting cases.
Oh, you know me. I get up to a lot of shit. But on the plus side, at least... Well, actually, no, wait. Sweetheart, did I leave the case with the exploding lemons on my desk? Cop So Bombastic! His case! I am gonna have so much paper. For fuck's sake. Ah, well. Let's just say the next time we meet up, I'm gonna probably have an interesting story. I don't want to think about cases. And she does just, do a comedic flump onto the sofa.
Well, we don't have to talk about it now.
Instead, I could perhaps tell you about Rai.
Yeah, how is he doing?
He's doing peckin' fantastic. He's spending some good time with our cousin, or my cousin, his uncle Hattie. And he's been visiting the hubs. It's been fantastic. He's definitely improving on his chili. Doing a few cases of his own. We've got a few cases currently together, but he's carving his own path. I'm so proud of him. And just in general, I am so proud of how he's growing.
I'm really glad to hear that. Though I would love to when I get better maybe do some more tutoring with him. He's definitely I definitely want to see him again.
Yeah. He's getting big and strong and powerful in a vast range of magics. It's peckin' fantastic. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to seeing how he grows.
Same. Though, speaking of getting stronger, I'm guessing you probably know a few, but other than, of course, Faber and Rai, do you know any other wizards? And Hugh. Yeah, I forgot to say. Do you know any other strong wizards? Maybe once I get better, we can say maybe do some training.
I know Gregory. Gregory's a peckin' best. He's a very peckin' powerful wizard. And he's also got a few levels in fighter. But he's the best.
I think.
And you can roll insight if you like.
Oh yeah, I definitely will.
There's just network in the background just going.
Yeah,
just
yeah, I know that Rai has mentioned Gregory, but gosh dang it. No. You said the Bardic Inspiration was like a D8.
A D6.
D6. That's 12.
All right, let me just check something on her end. You know what? She's not actively trying to deceive because she's semi-relaxed. She's semi-relaxed. Yeah, Lynn is really fond of Gregory. Just straight up, you can see there is very much a fondness. You actually see the scratchiness of her fur ever so slightly soften as she is just going, oh yeah, he's pecking great. I can possibly get you in contact with him. He's been through a lot recently. There's been some decent shit that's been thrown about, but when he's better, I can see if he's up for it. Patch you in.
Yeah, you can make an insight. You can make an insight on Scribbles if you want. As he's like, oh yeah, of course. He sounds very nice, and you two seem to be very fond of each other.
Yeah. What does a 20 get? Lynn's taking all the good rolls, guys.
Yeah, he's maybe thinking it's like, oh, is this a crush?
And Lynn's full on just looking at him, and yeah, with your earlier roll, you can kind of see that Lynn's kind of looking at you with the, oh, is this a crush? And she's just kind of looking back with the confusion of, okay, this one thinks I'm in a romantic plot, because I'm telling you here and now, Lynn has never had a crush before. She does not know what her emotions are. This monkey is demi-romantic. This is the first time. But she does just like look at you, just go, oh, hey, you're definitely having a moment. But yeah, he's the best, and I'm sure he'd love it, right? Then I do know other people, well, as I said, know an entire town of the sort of stuff, although those guys are getting a bit run off their feet, bless their pecking cotton socks. We got a few informants. Could possibly get you in contact with... No, I'm not getting you in contact with Darian. The only thing I want to get in contact with Darian is a boot to the head for him. But he-hoo.
Well, we don't...
Yeah, we can reach some people.
Let's say, maybe this Gregory would be a good start. I remember Rai mentioning him before as wizards that he knew, so I think this probably be next good stuff. Of course, it won't be for a while, I will say that right now, but...
Yeah, honestly, I think everyone needs some... We need to find a pecking spa or something. People keep pecking, keeling over. You are going to rest. You are not going to pull on me. You are not going to... Look me in the eye. Do not pull on me.
You think Selli would let me?
Fair point, and... Yeah, honestly, I think she's powerful enough, and also she could just sit on... Oh god, her and Marigold teaming up. I salute you for the time when they decide that you need a rest break.
Yeah, which is which is now, and I'm not fighting them because they're not wrong at all. I know I think I like to say I know my limits.
You're a wizard. You don't know your limits, trust me, I've watched you wizards. You're opaque and insane.
It sort of comes with it, and he does have a little smirk on his face.
It's called, as Gregory says it with a Danthew line, the fuck around and find out technique. Oh, Win! I also know Win. Which, speaking of, do you want to roll a history on the name Win?
Yeah. But he's pretty good at history. In theory. Let's see if his brain will work. Yep, that's a 24.
Yeah, with some of the other mutters Lin does, Scribbles, you know how Lin sometimes name drops people that are incredibly famous or interesting, such as gestures at Halloween Town and how she's a Viscountess?
Yes. All the time.
Yeah, she's mentioning Professor Win Chimes, a lead, I believe, wizard of their time. Basically the Vudlig von Vrake, or whatever they call it, of magic.
Yeah, and he's just like, he's trying not to act surprised because, like, this is Lin. He should be surprised. But he's like, Professor Wind Chimes?
Oh, yeah. I still need to fight them at one stage. I'm gonna fight them. I'm gonna win. I challenged them to a fight. March and Hugh know them. I gotta fight them because they're trying to steal March and Hugh because they're my nephews. They're not allowed to found family them. They're mine. I made them chili.
Yeah, there's prayer hands. Like, there's obvious prayer hands.
Don't worry. I just removed the kneecaps. What are they gonna do? What's he gonna do? Nothing.
A lot of things. A high-level wizard could do a lot of things.
But consider, I have the spell of Axe says peck you.
Even that doesn't matter when you've been polymorphed into a snail.
That is a dangerous one, so I got it. I go, crossbow says peck you from a distance. They'll never see me coming. And then I take the kneecaps. It's a win-win!
Though I shouldn't be surprised that you know someone as big as that. Ugh, jeez.
I know a lot of people from a considerable area of backgrounds. I've said before that I know people all over Anquil. I know people from all over Anquil. And Faruma. I've got a few connections in Faruma.
I keep hearing this, and I keep, like, I should always assume more than less now.
Yes. Don't worry. Basically, you look out for a star, or you just, if I start yelling swears at them, probably means I know them. One way or another.
Yeah.
If you hear a name, I've probably either got A, a case file, or B, already met them fully at this point.
Fair enough. But, yeah, it's just, once I get a bit better, let's just start with Gregory.
We'll start with Gregory. We'll figure stuff out on that end. We'll make sure your recovery goes well. We'll get you in contact with other clerics as need be. And then when we're able to, we'll start moving further along in our different contingencies we align with.
Yeah. One of the things I definitely want to now get is, it's not going to cost that much, but right now I can't even perform a cantrip. I just need to relax before trying to even put scratch into a new book.
Yeah. Like with me moving, sweetheart, your rest, your recovery is priority right now. Rest, settle, go into that mental space when you can. Try and meditate and focus on it and follow that link. You'll be with Scratch. You'll be safe.
Thank you, Lin.
Now, how are you feeling right now? You had your medicine? You feeling as though you need to go back up to bed?
I like to be with them.
Alright. Is there anything else you have any questions about? I know it's sometimes you have questions that you come back to at a later point, or just something you don't know how to fit into a conversation. If you got any of that now, now's a good time to say it. If not, I'm just going to carry you up.
I think I had all the questions that I have for right now. Right now it's just I need time to recover. If I have more later, I will message you.
Very good. Then time to take you up. Then time to get on with some work. And of course, time to terrorize some students who messed with one of my connections. They're not gonna see it coming. I am a detective. I might not work with the police force, but I can do warrants, and I can make arrests.
They were arrested from what Dr. Luma said.
Oh, good. I'm gonna find the holding cell. I have an interesting thing with my eyes shine now. My eyes glow in the dark now. I think it's a Halloween Town trait. I have dark vision.
You have dark vision.
I'm gonna terrify the mother pecking hell out of them.
I bet you will.
Alright. You drunk your tea. Sweetheart, you got anything else you want to say? And Scribbles, you have suddenly got a very warm monkey just buried into your side in a little hug.
Yeah, Scribbles is not taking any time and just hugging them straight back.
Happy to see you okay. Network happy. You'll be good. You'll be safe. Both of you. Connections of ours. All safe.
I would say we will, Network. We will. I'll keep you updated on his recovery, okay? You two will be playing again in no time.
Yes. Network knows so. Network no need promise. Network knows. And this is said with all the sincerity of both a child and a being that, well, no one quite knows how exactly Network works. She's a toddler and she is also older spirited.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see the utter sincerity, and yeah, she knows. With all the belief of a child of Inkwell, Network knows you're going to be okay. Both of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Scribbles just hugs them for a good long while.
Mm-hmm. God's bless. It's just, you are released. You are bapped. There is a bit of glitter. There is a bit of Network might have. Oh, Network actually has something. It's just warm bring right. Okay, you sure? Okay. And there is a very insistent hum, and Lynn's gonna go in her ham space and just go. Network might have made something along the way here. My back might be slightly glittered, and she pulls out of her ham space. She pulls a get well soon card with that you can clearly tell was made by Network.
Aww. It's adorable. I love it. Yeah, he's just like holding that card, just like literally the hold soft emoji as he looks through it.
It has got the best recreation she can do of what Scratch looks like in both forms, and Scribbles.
Aww.
And she's clearly used a glitter pen.
Yeah, of course.
Your hand is going to come away with glitter on it. There is no stopping this.
Yeah, Scribbles just knows. And it's just like, thank you so much. This is making me feel better already.
Powerful, Shiny. Healing card! Whoop whoop! Yes, you have the most mighty and powerful magics of all. Get chilly? Yes, we are going to... Yeah, we're going to raid their kitchen and we're going to put a lot of chili in here. We have the big pot. Alright, but we'll do that in a minute. Right now, we're getting you up to bed and we're dumping you there as though you never left. And you are getting scooped
Yeah, and Scribble, of course, is just like hanging on to Lin, like he's not fighting this at all. You could say he definitely feels a little bit warmer. It's just like you can definitely tell that his color maybe a little bit of saturated before because tunes when they're sad, it's just like ugh. But now it's just like he definitely seems a lot brighter and definitely happier now that they've had this talk.
Mm-hmm. And she is so happy to have this. Just, she's taking him up. Network is on his chest. She has climbed up there. Your kidney is getting slightly squished by a tiny little foot. I apologize.
Scribbles is bearing it. It's like, this is a child. He needs this.
There is one thing that Network does do, is just, as you're going up, she does, it almost, I'm gonna roll deception. Okay. Bless you, sweetheart. Deception is not your strong point, is it?
Mm-hmm.
What is your... Yeah, okay, that's a 9. But as you're going up, as Lin's taking you up, Lin is humming to herself. Not as though she's actually using Network speech, but as though she is just humming.
Mm.
And Network stumbles, in quotation marks, and then does just, like, put her hand on Scribbles' chest, and she hums. And this hum is actually words, but it's not... Well, it's not something that you understand.
Yeah.
But it is, in a way, she is just... She can't reach out because it's not her bond. But she's just going, Scratch of ours. Get well soon. So loved. Of ours. Of scratches, of Sellies, of marigolds of ours. Take care. Come back soon.
Yeah. Scribble's just smiling down at Network. It's just like, and they pet them, and just give them another hug. And
Hug time! Hug time! Hug's so beloved. Hug's very good. Bloody fantastic. Where did you pick up that phrase? Hattie of ours. Hattie's getting punted. But yeah, Lin's bickering, but yeah, no, you can say whatever you want, because they're just gonna have a little bicker.
Yeah, and Scribble doesn't feel like he needs to say anything. He's just more doing things with actions and just cuddling Network and just basically in a way of saying, thank you, I'm pretty sure that he's probably hurt. Scratch probably has hurt you too. Even though they don't have a straight bond with each other.
Mm-hmm. There is a very happy warm, and it is warm. It is sun-dappled wood. Aww. It's warm and it's soft, and it is Network very happily glowing. She's done good.
She has.
This has been a good visit.
Mm-hmm. Definitely one needed. As you just get back up there, you Scribble, you make sure Selli is close, make sure Selli's just snuggled with him again and just lays an arm across Marigold as she's just laying down still.
I'm gonna do something that's a mild goof. I'm gonna roll sleight of hand. Alright. So, and I'm also gonna roll strength because this amuses me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's just Lin gets him up, gets him back in his place, and there is nary a whisper as she's done so. It is incredibly just, you are kind of looking at this monkey going, okay, how many times have you done stuff like this or removed stuff? You could be a very good thief.
Yeah.
And she does just kind of look at him, look at Selli, and just make sure she's adjusted, and they go, and in her head she's just going, you know what? You need a centaur on you. As she is just sleight of hand very, very gently, and she absolutely, I cannot articulate, just, she got a 21 on the strength.
Yeah.
So she is just making dead eye contact with you. And then it's just, you are pinned. You are not getting up, you are getting your rest.
And Scribble's face is just like, I see. I should not be surprised. I will remember this. But there's definitely a fondness underneath it. It's just like, yes, I'll get my rest.
Okay, can I just say I looked in the chat and commenters informed me that Mari can't sleep, so she's aware. She's not objecting, so it's just...
I know. Technically she can't sleep, but yes.
She is aware. Hi, horse. Just gives Marigold a pat on the head, just says hi to her, and then just like, okay. I was never here. You saw nothing. I am a phantom in the night. Woo! Alright, bye.
Yeah, and I think that's a good place to end it right there.
Yes, exactly. There is just Lin leaving the room, network on her shoulder, just waving goodbye. A very happy Gold.
Yeah, and Scribbles just slowly falling back asleep, getting more rest.
Mm-hmm. There is a very soft smell of pumpkin spice in the air.
Aww. Thank you so much for doing this, Vwild. This has been so great.
Happy to help. And also, I am very proud of Lin for not going, I'm going to scale through the window and terrify the pick out of people. But this has been a wonderful FPS. Thank you for having it with me.
No problem.
Shall we say goodbye to our audience?
Indeed. Bye.
Bye-bye.